Welcome back to a new Just Sketch video. Today we're going to be sketching a very narrow one family residence. I could walk you through why we ended up having to do a super narrow house, only about 25 feet wide. Um, Setbacks in the property was crazy. Um, but that's what we're here to do today. So the first thing we can dive into and talk about is, let's just say, our setback issues. I'm gonna just pick a random color. So on the lot, our setback lines was really rough. We had a setback line kind of right here-ish, rough sketch, right here, and then we had a tough one. It was a curved front yard street that kind of curved like this and kept going. So yeah, right now I'm just going to sketch out the floor plan of the first floor, showing you what we did, and then going off into the second floor as well. I kind of have our footprint, which is this layout, and then two separate layers showing our first and second. So right now we're gonna go into the first. The client understood that we had a very narrow, thin house that we had to design, but they wanted all kind of amenities and rooms, as they all do. Stuff everything you can in the bag that you have, right? So we wanted to have a two-story foyer when you go in. So the entrance was about here. And again, I always note that these sketches are really rough, not too close to scale, but something to get the idea across. And then we will bring these drawings into Revit so you can see the actual scale of these drawings. But yeah, two-story for here. They also wanted a dining room and kind of like a small den. The den area really mainly occupied by the kids, maybe somewhere they can close it off as well. But right here is where we want to kind of keep our structure line here, right? So what we did was kind of added a wall here, not really a wall, but more or less some arches, and they can have some pocket doors that match the arches that close. And then carrying along this wall all the way through, I'll bring that right over here. Something like that, right? Okay, so we have a small den. A two-story foyer was about here. So right here we have this line here, and then we also have our dinette. Something not too, maybe a little wider than that. Yeah, a little wider, something right there. Still very narrow, but client tries to make it work. So small den here, and then here was like an extension of the den, but mainly just another side entrance that the client wanted the doors to be here. Something, since they have these three fronts, right? You have the front here and the front here for like the main entrance, side entrance, even though this is a front as well, but they can still have some sort of nice visual when people are on these three streets driving by. They're not looking at like a side of a house. It still looks front appeal. Okay. So yeah, our main entrance here, and then what we did was create an opening here, right? And then this area was more of an archway too. And we had to stuff a closet somewhere, so we ended up stuffing the closet right here, small little coat closet. But that's where we have it. And then, small archway for above, kind of a thing. And then same thing with arches here for the dinette area. So we have our dinette here, our dining here, small den, archways here. So now this kind of gives it a more grander opening, right? And then here was just some pocket doors, pocket doors. Just a little sketch to signify that we're having pocket doors there. And then what we also did was kind of stuff a little powder room here. Tiny little powder room there. And what we also had to do was add our stairs. So we offset our stairs from this main wall here about a foot. And we had our stairs kind of here, going up. Pretty close, yes. We do have these windows here due to us offsetting the stair back. We wanted to have the front facade have windows, right? We don't want the stair right on it and then being used as a stringer on the wall to structurally hold the stair. We want to offset it, and then have our stringer above, our main beam above hold the stair. But we did propose having it on this back wall, but the client wanted it up front. So we do what we can to make him happy. Sometimes we do push him one way or another to argue our way to have it a certain design we think is better, but sometimes the client don't budge. Okay. So now that we have that layout there, we have a grand kitchen. So a kitchen's about right here, I will say, maybe here. The kitchen's there, and then this little area here made into our pantry. I'll actually say, let's bring that over a little bit. Actually, let's bring that maybe like right here-ish. And then that's our pantry. Okay, so we have our kitchen here, our square of our kitchen. What we also did is put our counter here. Do that in a different color, right? Let's do that later. So to get through the kitchen, over here, we have another area that we wanted to get into, which was our main family room. So we're just gonna split this area in half to our main family, and then here we proposed kind of like an attached cabana type of design to lead over here to the right side where the pool would be, the pavers for maybe a detached pergola somewhere, but creating this to be mainly the attached cabana area. And then with that, they wanted an exterior fireplace, so we added that there. So just the rough, quick layout of this first floor. What we can do, what we like to just do, just get a little darker right there. Oop. There we go. Start adding in the furniture and the millwork. So right here is kind of where we had our pantry. There. And then over here, counter. They wanted a massive kitchen and have all kinds of stuff. An island. Let's bring that back a little bit. Right, and then the island was here. Island there. Little sink there. Sort of. Sketches of these appliances are definitely out of scale, but just to get the idea across. These were just some stacked double ovens here. And then the fridge and freezer. Okay. And then our small little dinette area. Very tiny, very tight, I know. And then our area back here where we had a nice server table in the back. And then some built-ins. Built-ins where they want to hide the sink, like a hand wash station. So here's the hand wash station. And then here where they will hide their cabinetry of like dishes and glasses, things like that. And then here that's where I'll have the seating. And then back here, just some really simple, chairs. Couches, something like that. And then a little table here. They play cards that they wanted to have. And then this here was our closet. Coat closet. And then here was our powder. And our pantry here. And then our family room. Huge old couch. And then kind of will be like the TV wall, you know, the media station. And then here, what I'll do is just open this up for now. Here was our attached cabana area. They also wanted like an actual pizza oven area. Brick. Put something there. And then a small island. A small little counter. And then we had our exterior door here. What's going on? Oh yeah, that's on the other layer. Okay. Keep that there. Okay. It's actually name of rooms. So we have our foyer. 2-story foyer. Then we have our den. Dining. Dinette. Maybe 2 ends. Kitchen. Family room. And then attach cabana. So that was kind of the general layout of having this floor plan here. Entrance here, 2-story foyer, cloak closet, right through here. Also kitchen here, able to serve the dining too, can come through the dinette and serve there. Attached cabana, while they're over here, they have their refrigerator, freezer, pizza oven. Can do all their cooking and stuff here too. I believe there was like an also sink here. So yeah, that was that. So now, going on into the 2nd floor. Just gonna go here, go on that layer, switch layers. So we can keep our stair here, just redraw the stair. Bring the stair went all the way up too. So we know that. So just draw that. Boom. And then I'm just gonna draw this line straight through for now. So hide this. So now we're on to the 2nd floor. We have to compensate for that foyer, right? So here, a 2-story foyer. So this is where our 2-story foyer is. Alright. So we know we can't occupy that. So now that's there. We're good for that. And we have our hallway, kind of like our main hallway. Let's just grab this here for now and just bring that all the way through. Let's bring that back a little bit. Something like that for now. Okay. this wall isn't really here, but we do have a foyer like that though. Okay, so we do have a wall here, which is going to be kind of our second floor laundry closet area. But also on the other side of that, we have a closet. Just bring that over just a little bit more. There we go, like that. Perfect. Okay. I mean, hall doesn't go all the way like that per se. So we have this here, this wall here. What we did was we extended it all the way through, because we're gonna have a cathedral ceiling for the master bedroom. So this wall isn't here anymore, and this essentially goes like that. And then we didn't occupy all of this above, right? So here, right, this is where attached cabana is, family room that's below. We didn't occupy this in total thing because we wanted to give a balcony to the master. So partial of that is a balcony for the master. And then a gable or cathedral ceiling for the master as well. Okay. Here we did have the door over here, but the client wanted to switch the door over here, which was kind of helpful because what it does is give us room to do windows here so we can have our hanging kind of on this side. But let's first add our wall for our laundry closet. We'll get to draw the fixtures and millwork and all that soon. Okay. So we have our master, a sitting area here, closet. There's his and hers closet, and actually his and her bathroom as well, which the client wanted. So let's start doing that. This is a little off just to give a little bit of room for the other room, which I'll show you soon. But here we have hers closet. And then we have let's bring that over. I think it's slightly bigger, but not crazy. Okay. And then we have a shared bathroom. Not shared bathroom, but a shared shower, which is fascinating. So for now, I'm gonna do something like this. Okay. So we have his bath here that has the linen. And hers bath is going to also have a soaking tub. And then this is the shared shower space. Okay. So now we're going to go off into bedroom over here. Oh. How do you do it? There we go. Okay. So the bedroom, we'll say, is about here-ish. Maybe slightly bigger. And then there was a decent walk-in closet for it. Then here was a shared bath next door. And then another walk-in closet here. Another smaller bedroom on this side. So you can do something like this. Bring this wall all the way through. Oh. And then we can erase this. This wall is essentially there. And then this wall kind of brings it over. Boom. Then we have an offset stair, kind of like this one. So we can have a window here with stairs that lead to the attic. And then this is more like a suite area, so this is a private bath for them. We do have something like this though. A water closet here, and then just a storage closet to get in here from the hall. Okay, so that's kind of like our wall layouts for the rooms. Signing the doors. Go. Alright. And then something like that. And then the closet here. The bath. Okay. And then some sliding doors here. Made for the balcony. Alright. So now add in the furniture, fixtures, all that good stuff. So here we have a walk-in closet. Laundry closet. And then another walk-in closet here. And this is where our shower is. Right here. Shared shower. And then toilet was here. Apologies. Camera died on me, so I had to switch the battery. The angle might have shifted a little, so I apologize about that. But let's continue. So here we had the soaking tub. We have our vanity here. And then our little linen closet right there. And then here was kind of like our TV wall. tables. And then here too, they wanted like a makeup table on this side. And then also like a little coffee station. And then our small seating area. Okay, and then let's go back to here really quick so we can add our door to the walk-in. Okay. So we have our little walk-in closet on this side for this bedroom, which has two twins. They wanted two twin beds. So, tiny beds. And then we have our shared bath here. Typical bath layout, simple. And then our walk-in closet for this bedroom here. Right. Then with the tiny little this back a little. Okay. Little shower here. Water closet. Tiny little storage closet there. And then we have our vanity. Our vanity there. We're just going to call this bedroom number 1. Bedroom number 2. We're going to call this master. And we'll say his, hers, seating, his, hers. Let's say laundry, lawn. I just put walk-in closet, bath, walk-in closet, bath, and then just put closet, and then our 2-story foyer. Our stairs leading down. Don't forget our, let's just say, balcony. Okay. So that's the second floor layout there. Again, with extreme setback conditions of just having a max width of the house being 25 feet rough. Very linear, but thin in width. Tough stuff, but with that kind of property, you gotta make what you can, especially if you're trying to avoid a variance. Towns, boards, they always want to see what you can do with what is allowed, and if you can make something work with what is allowed, it's really hard to go for a variance and just say, oh, I want this just because I want it. Very tough to get those type of approvals. You need to show some hardship. And with this design, we were able to show we can make it work with what the client asks. Can't have everything. Everything just can be grand and huge. Sometimes gotta make some compromises here and there. But this is what we came up with. Second floor layout. First floor layout. Right. Kind of see how it is layered on top of one another. The first floor, second floor. Quick sketch. Things, of course, a little off scale just to get the idea. But again, for part 2, which I'm working on for the other previous sketch drawings, is having these designs in Revit so you can see them true to scale. Again, these kind of sketches just to get the ideas across, see if things can actually work, and then bring it into these programs and design them to scale with the correct materials that the client wants, detailing, things like that, structurally make sure things are aligned. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it was relaxing. Hopefully some tingles were involved. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Peace and blessings.